Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. All right, I wanted to do this video. I was actually meditating. I was going to title it, a different thing, but, through the Spirit, I just changed it to this. Okay, what did I even title it? I think it was like Where Most People Fail or something like that. All right. But as I was meditating on it, really the topic was gonna be, it doesn't matter what you have, all right, or what you gain, you will not be satisfied until, all right, ultimately you gain this truth. All right, as a matter of fact, let's start with the book of Romans. Okay, the 11th chapter, and this is where most people fail, because as the scriptures say, what shall a man gain, all right, if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? All right, because people think that the ultimate end goal of life is, especially in this age and this society and this in Babylon, all right, people think that the ultimate thing is money. All right, money, women, cars, these riches. Let me put it like that, riches. All right, riches and comfortability. They believe that is if you have that, you are successful. That is how they deem somebody to be successful. How much money you're making, where do you live, what status do you have in this society? Okay, which they don't base the status off of merit or integrity or being a man of the Lord or doing the things that are pleasing to the Lord. Instead, they base it off of carnal things. Okay, so in society, people think that regardless of how you get to your riches or how you get what you have, that's it. Once you get there, you've made it. All right, but what you realize is you're not the first person to have gotten rich. You're not the first person to have gotten a car or whatever you deem successful in this society. Okay, other people have done it, whether in this generation, whether 1,000 years ago, whether 500 years ago, all right, whether 2,000 years ago. Other people have done that. All right, you look at Xerxes, for example. All right, the Persian king. All right, he was rich. He was rich beyond rich. Okay, I mean, I guess you could say he had everything the heart could want. King Solomon, for example. King Solomon. All right, I mean, he had everything. But and even in that, not only did he have physical riches, he had spiritual riches. He had wisdom. Okay, but even Solomon in all his wisdom, all right, writes about what? Vanity and vexation of spirit. Now, let me start off with this precept. This is the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 33. It says, "Oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. How unsearchable are his judgments and his ways past finding out." Okay, so the true riches are the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. Those are the true riches. And where people fail to, where most people fail is they think that so long as I get rich, so long as I get money, it doesn't matter how I get it, I'm gonna be fine. So if I have to kill, I have to steal, I have to rob, I have to, go off, whatever I got to do to get that money and that comfortability, I've made it. But no, you actually haven't. All right. Because when you look at King Solomon, for example, when he asked the Lord, when he prayed to the Lord, he didn't pray for women. He didn't pray for money. He didn't pray for, any of that sort. He prayed for what? Wisdom and knowledge to be able to, do his job to the best of his ability. And through that wisdom and knowledge, he was able to attain the level in which he attained. All right. But even he said that it was vanity. Why? Because at the end of the day, what King Solomon, with everything he had, could not overcome, all right, was sin and death. Okay. Ultimately, King Solomon, he could have had all these things, but one thing he didn't have was time. All right. He didn't have time. And he constantly, when you read in the book of Ecclesiastes, he constantly talks about how you could be the richest. He said he set his mind, to do whatever his heart wanted to do, folly or laughter or joy or sweetness, whatever it was, he was able to do it. But at the end of the day, he still thought it vanity and vexation of spirit. He said you could be as rich as you want, but what happens? Eventually you're going to die and somebody else is going to come in possession of your riches. You labor and labor and labor, but at the end of the day, you're going to die because you're still a mortal man. And one thing Solomon didn't have was immortality. He couldn't overcome sin because at the end, in his latter days, what happened? He ended up going off. Okay? But who did overcome sin? Yahushua. All right? And how did he overcome sin? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh. All right? But through him defeating and conquering sin, he laid out a path for us. Okay? And that's how you get that ultimate satisfaction. It's through this truth. All right? And that's why, because I was watching the Elder Itazwam, he did a video as a response, or I think it was Vocab Malone response to GMS, and he was mentioning in there how you have these football players who they may have riches, they may have big houses, nice cars, women, jewelry, all of that, but even still, there's some of them who are trying to hear this truth. Even still, there's some of them who are not satisfied with what they have. Okay? Even still, there's some of them who are like, you know what? I want to know what that's about. You know, I want to know about the Israelite doctrine. What's going on? What do they mean with Israelites, with God's chosen people? Because they realize that there's more, you know, there's more to life than just whatever we're used to or what we've been exposed to. And there's no other way to reach that level, all right, but by the way that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua set for us through the scriptures, okay? Now I have a quick precept here. This is the book of because it says through riches gotten by unrighteous ways, one kingdom is translated to another, roughly paraphrasing. All right, and that's one thing. It doesn't matter how great an empire was at its peak. What happened to them? They all fell. They all crumbled. Why? Because at the end of the day, they all went off. All right. But the empire and the kingdom that we're going to get is never going to go down because we're never going to go off. We're going to gain the true riches, the eternal, everlasting riches. All right. It says, and we're going to have all the time in the world to enjoy it. That's when you're going to truly be satisfied, you know, because in this life that we live right now, there's constantly something that, you know, when you try to be in a state of tranquility, a state of peace, and think, all right, do I have no worries or no cares in the world? Your answer is going to be no. All right. Because there's something that's going to be bothering you or something you haven't taken care of or something that even later on in the future is going to come and affect your life. Even if you've accomplished everything you wanted to accomplish, you're still going to remember that at some point you're going to die, you know, and you're not going to be able to continue enjoying whatever it is you've labored for. Okay. So there's really no satisfaction in this current life that we live. All right. But through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you will be satisfied. We're satisfied because of this truth. We don't have everything that these carnally rich people have. All right. But yet we're satisfied. You know, we're not dying. We're not losing our minds. Yeah, that's the precept, the water, brother. You know, we're not losing our minds because you know what I'm saying, you don't have the brand new latest car, or your house isn't this big, or you don't live in a mansion. We're not losing our minds over that. Okay? Because we have what's satisfying us. We have not, you know, sold our soul. All right. Instead, we're being made whole through the word. All right. That is the most important thing. If you have this word, you have everything. And if you don't have this word, you have nothing. He that have ears to hear, let him hear. All right. People will think, well, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Look at where you live. You know, look at how you know, look at the status you're on in this society. And then look at somebody who's on a much higher status. What do you mean he has nothing and you have everything? Because what's going to happen to that individual? At the end of the day, when all is said and done, all those riches are going to be lost. They're going to die. And what's going to happen to us? All right, according to the scriptures, what's going to happen to the elect? Whatever you didn't have, you're going to get, and then some. Okay? So you have everything, because from here, we don't have anything to lose, but we have everything to gain. All right? So we have everything. Why? Because we have this truth. This truth is going to lead us to everything. All right? But when you don't have this truth, you have nothing. And whatever you do have, you're not going to be able to keep that. All right? So this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8. verse 17. It says, now when I considered these things in myself and pondered them in my heart, all right, meaning he thought about them, okay, how that to be allied onto wisdom is immortality, okay, and everybody wants immortality. I mean, nobody really wants to die, you know, everybody wants to live, they want to continue on, but as Solomon said here, to be allied onto wisdom is immortality, okay. It says, and great pleasure it is to have her friendship, and in the works of her hands are infinite riches. So you see how through wisdom, all right, you're able to gain immortality, you're able to gain riches, all right. It says infinite riches. It says and in the exercise of conference with her, prudence, because you can have a rich individual who's an idiot. You know, he just has money, doesn't know how to spend it, doesn't know how to budget, doesn't know what to do with it. All right, he's just an airhead with money. So he gets walked all over, he gets used. Okay? But you can have a poor man who has wisdom, all right, and he's gonna live a better off life than that rich individual. Okay? Because he can foresee evil. All right? It's very difficult, if next to impossible, to deceive him. Okay? But somebody who you can have all the riches in the world, but what's that gonna do for you? Because as the scriptures say, riches profit not in the day of wrath. So it doesn't matter how rich you are, when all hell breaks loose, there's nothing you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be able to do. You can't buy your life, not with the riches of this world. All right. So it says here, and in talking with her a good report, I went about seeking how to take her to me. All right. And like I said, that's where most people fall short, because they don't lay their foundation with wisdom. All right. Especially the wisdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. They don't lay that as their foundation and then start to grow from there. Okay. Some of them don't even have wisdom in their building at all. You know, it's just greed, desire, covetousness, and that for a lot of people in this world, not all, but a lot of people in this world who have gained a certain level of status or riches or renown, their foundations to get there was through greed or reckless desire or incontinency, all right, or selfishness, okay, or wickedness. That was the foundation that they laid in order to build their building to get where they got. Okay, it wasn't through integrity, it wasn't through honesty, it wasn't through humility, it wasn't through serving the Lord. Why? Because the world is under a wicked vibration right now. It's given into the hand of the wicked. So to prosper in a wicked world, all right, onto a certain level, you would have to be what? Allied with the wicked. Okay? Because the higher you go in this world, the more wicked it gets. So if you are on a certain level in this world, you had to have, given up a certain part of your humanity, a certain part of your righteousness in order to get to that level. Okay? But that's why we're on the bottom. That's why we're on the bottom. That's why we're the downtrodden. Because we're not willing to give up any of our righteousness, all right, or of our virtue in order to gain anything in this society. There's nothing. That's why I said you're never going to be satisfied. Riches in a wicked kingdom is not satisfying. It may help you here and there. The scriptures say money is a defense, but it also says wisdom is a defense. Now, between money and wisdom, you better off taking wisdom. All right. Money can't necessarily save your life, but wisdom can. And money can't get you wisdom, but wisdom can get you money. Right? But let's keep going. So it says, verse 19, for I was a witty child and had a good spirit. Yea, rather being good, I came into a body undefiled. Okay? So what does he mean he came into a body undefiled? Because when you go into the scriptures and you understand reincarnation is biblical. And a part of the judgment that the Lord brings upon certain individuals is by bringing you into, bringing your spirit back down in a messed up body, in a defiled body, in a crippled body, in a body with a mental disorder, or a physical disorder. Because when people who have disabilities, people who have Down syndrome or mental retardation or whatever it is that they may have, crippled, paralyzed, they can't speak, they can't do whatever, deaf, it's not their spirit that has that infirmity. It's not their spirit that has that dilemma, that problem, not dilemma, but that problem. It's their body. Their body is defiled. All right. So you might see certain children born, with a certain defect, born with their head joined to another body, born not being able to see or not being able to speak or having some form of defect. That's because their body is defiled. And it was a part of judgment, because the Most High controls everything. So in the womb, as your body is being fashioned, and your arms are growing out and everything, the Lord was like, nah, mess up something in that body. So when the spirit goes in there, you can't fully utilize that body. So you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer because you're in the world where you need a body to function, but the body you have isn't 100%. So as Solomon said here, he said, for I was a witty child and had a good spirit. Because ultimately, the spirit that was in King Solomon's body was the spirit of the Messiah, the spirit of Yahushua. All right, reincarnation. Okay, so because he had a good spirit, all right, yea, rather being good, because he was good, I came into a body undefiled. When he came on the earth, all right, the body or the house that was made for him to dwell within was not defiled. He wasn't born maimed. He wasn't born blind. He wasn't born crippled. Okay. It says, nevertheless, when I perceived that I could not otherwise obtain her, except the Most High gave her me. Because Solomon was rich, he had all these things, but the one thing he kept chasing was wisdom, and he realized that I can't pay for wisdom. I can't gain wisdom any other way but by the Most High. And the Most High ain't going to accept Cash App or, money order. I'm going to mail it up to the heavens, a couple $1,000s, so he can measure me some faith up into my brains. No, it's not going to work that way. Okay. And so as it says here, nevertheless, when I perceived, when he finally realized, right, that I could not otherwise obtain her except the Most High gave her me. And that's why when you're in the world, if you look at the you that you were when you were in the world and the you that you are now, the you that you are now has more wisdom than the you that you were when you were in the world. Why? And or even an even better example, why is it that there's certain people, as the scriptures say, ever learning, all right, roughly paraphrasing, but not able to come to the truth, not able to come to the full understanding. All right, they can get to a certain level, they can get it partially, and no matter how much they learn, they just can't get to that level. Why is that? Because the Lord is the one who decides who gets what, who understands what, how much you understand, when you're able to understand it. So you might have certain brothers that are able to grow, extremely fast. They're able to pick up on things, understand things, this, that, and the third. It's because the Lord has opened up their minds and blessed them with that much wisdom. And you may have another brother who might not grow as fast, but there's a certain measure, just as the Lord measured our talents, he also measured how much information we will be able to understand at a certain time. There's certain times you may be looking for, a breakdown, or you may be looking for, an answer to something, and you just won't get it until maybe 3 months later. And then maybe you'll find a video or something will come up and you'll finally understand what it is you were looking for. That's because the Lord gave you that wisdom, but at an appointed time. So as King Solomon is saying here, that I could not otherwise obtain her except the Most High gave her me. And that was a point of wisdom. Also to know whose gift she was. So he's saying that when I realized that I can't gain wisdom except the Most High gave wisdom to me, that point of realization was actually a point of wisdom. In order to know that you can gain wisdom except the Most High gives that to you, that in itself is wisdom. Okay? It says, I prayed unto the Lord and besought him and with my whole heart I said, and then he goes into what he said unto the Lord in his prayer and his cry for wisdom. That is the most important thing. That is what will satisfy you. Okay? Because as Paul said, for here we have no continuing city, but what? We seek one to come. How are we going to get that continuing city? How are we going to get that, eternal life, the immortal bodies? How are we going to get all of that? You first have to get the wisdom of the Lord. But what is the key to getting the wisdom of the Lord? The fear of the Lord. All right? That is how you get the wisdom of the Lord. It comes through what? The fear of the Lord. Okay? And so if you wanna get to the kingdom, you wanna get the true satisfaction, it ultimately starts with this. Okay? That's why we're not going around trying to rob people's chains. You may see something like, a nice car or a nice house, or you might be like, hey, damn, But even in that, you don't lose your mind. Because you just have to have patience and understand that it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Now, let's go to, since we're in the book of Romans 11, we're going to jump up to Romans 11, verse 7. It says here, what then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. And here's what makes the truth even more special is that it's something that everybody wants to acquire, but not everybody can attain, right? Because everybody, you think about it, we have the actual understanding of the Bible that we have right now. Nobody has, like in the actual world, nobody has that. But what makes it even more special is it's not that nobody has it because they can't buy it, or nobody has it because they haven't looked, or nobody has it because they're lazy. Nobody has it because it hasn't been given to them. That's what makes it special. It's rare because not anybody can just acquire it. How do you gain wisdom or the true understanding of the Bible? I mean, you think about somebody who owns 10 mansions. Okay, anybody can own 10 mansions. Money is money. Anybody can attain money, right? It's not like you have to be of a certain level or of a certain spirit to attain money. There's ways in how to get money, and anybody can do it, right? The poorest person can become the richest person. But to understand the scriptures, not anybody can do that. That is what makes it much more special. That is what makes it much more satisfying above all these riches in the world. Okay, you got money. Well, the next man got money. What do you have that the next man doesn't have? Or better yet, what do you have that the next man cannot have? And that's what we just read here. Israel hath obtained that which he seeketh for. Now that Israel that hath obtained that which he seeketh for is the elect. Okay? Oh, Salakia. Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for. Okay? So I'm going to rephrase that. Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for. The Israel that hath not obtained that which he seeketh for is the 2/3. But it says what? But the election, the 1/3, the Israel of God, hath obtained it. Now, what exactly is it that we're trying to obtain? Okay, if in a lower sense or in an ultimate sense, is satisfaction, because what do we gain from this truth? Overall, yeah, we gain knowledge. We know we got to do the right thing, but you're satisfied because you're not stressed. I remember there was times before I came into the truth, I used to sit back and think like, yo, like what exactly, what are we supposed to do? You think about it like, yeah, of course they teach you about hell and all this, that, and the third, but you think about it like, all right, well, what I'm saying? Hell and this and that, but how the hell, how do I avoid going to hell? And they'll never tell you that. Oh, you got to be a good person. You got to go to church. All right, but I'm doing that, but I don't feel like I'm still avoiding. You know what I'm saying? How do I know what to do so I don't end up burning in hell? Because back then, when they teach you about stuff like that before you come into the truth, you believe it. So you think, okay, go to church, but you go to church and it's just folly, And then they try to make you feel like you're bad because you're not accepting of their folly. You're not down with the folly in the church. That means you're a demon because that's church. That's the house of God. They're trying to make you feel that way, but something just ain't right. Every now and then the thought will just come into my mind of like, yo, that fear, that fear of just coming to my mind, like, yo, I'm not doing something right. Like, you forget about it every now and then because, you're living your regular life. But in the back of your mind, you feel like there's something missing. I'm not doing something that I'm supposed to be doing. And if the Most High came today, my ass would be roasted up. You know what I'm saying? Back then, my ass would be roasted up. So it's not until you come into the truth that you realize, okay, there are actual directions on what to do. So really, what I was doing was seeking the path of the Lord, but I didn't know. I just knew in my spirit that where I'm at right now is not the path. Because to serve the Lord, you mean the Most High is going to create all of us, put us here on the earth, but yet he tells nobody how to serve him. We're just here. We're serving the Most High, but we don't know how we're serving the Most High. How? That doesn't make sense. Everybody has some form of rules or preferences or ground rules, something. Something you don't like and something you do like. I mean, we were made in the image of the Most High, right? In his likeness. So there's things we don't like and there's things we do like. So that means there has to be things the Most High doesn't like and things that the Most High does like. All right? So you mean to tell me you could do whatever you want? They'll say, be kind. What the hell does that mean? Be kind. So I see somebody that asks me for a bottle of water, right? I give him a bottle of water. I don't even know who the person is. I just did a kind thing. The person turns out to be a serial killer, goes into the building that, that's up the block somewhere and murders a whole family. You know what I'm saying? So be kind. So because I gave him water, I'm going to heaven? They never really give you that understanding, so you're seeking it. That's why it says, Israel hath not obtained that which he's seeking for. That's why they're in the churches. That's why they're into all these different philosophies. That's why they're stumbling and being thrown and tossed about with every wind of doctrine. Because number one, they haven't obtained it, but number two, they don't even know what they're trying to obtain. All right. Verse 8 says, Romans 11:8, according as it is written, the Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. But we've been given the eyes to see. That's why you can look at something and somebody else can look at it, but you see two different things. That is a gift of the Lord. That's something that if the Lord doesn't give the individual next to you, they can never, ever obtain it. So do you understand how precious this truth is? And that's why a lot of people, that's where they fall short, because they think that life is just about living your best life. You just ask somebody that just ask them, why do you think we were put on the earth? What is our purpose? They don't, what's your purpose? My purpose? What do you mean my purpose? Like why I'm here, why I'm on the earth? Or what do you mean my purpose? They don't even know. Why were you created? Because obviously we were created, but why? What are you here to do? They can't tell you. They don't know. They'll tell you something like, oh, I guess maybe I want to have a good job, start a family and, just live out the rest of my days, like, okay, that's cool. That's what you want to do though. But what does the Lord want you to do? Oh, well, I mean, I guess he wouldn't mind, if I do good things. Okay, so what's good things? Oh, just, you help people, you feed the poor, and they try to go, they try to bring up those little things, which they don't even do that. But they don't know. They don't know what to do. They don't know why they're here. And that's because a lot of these people who are here, who don't know why they're here, they don't know what they're supposed to be doing, a lot of them are born in vain. Okay? That's a beautiful precept right there. Israelite Reuploader 555, John 8:32. It says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. All right? The truth shall make you free. And what did it do? It made us free. Because now we know, it's clear as day now what you have to do and what you shouldn't do. And if you keep doing what you have to do, what you're going to get. And now you understand how it all works. Like, okay, this is why I shouldn't do this, or this is why I should do this. And you're able to actually do it wholeheartedly. Than to just be lost out there somewhere, like brother said, my character, the hell is your character? You know what I'm saying? We're here to serve the Most High, Now there was a precept I was going to go to. Let me see if I could find it. And that shows you how far the people have drifted from the vibration of the Lord. All right, it shows you how far people have drifted from the vibration of the Lord, because they don't, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Second Ezra, the water, bro. They don't even know. The whole world is out of course because everybody's doing whatever they want to do. Nobody really understands how they, what the true end goal is. Everybody just feels, well, you got certain religious people, you have certain people who don't believe in religion, some people are atheists, some people are, and it's just like a worldwide melting pot. Everybody's just doing whatever the hell they want to do. That's not how the Lord designed. He created the world to be. He created us to be in order first and foremost. And that's exactly, in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to see how the world was truly created to be. All right, which starts with the Israelites in order. And then the rest of the world, we're going to be an example how the rest of the world should live. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah was an example of how the world should not live. All right, and America's going to be another example. We're going to be an example of how the world should live. And it's going to be a one world order, but in righteousness. Okay? So now let's see. I think it was the book of, here we go. Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 1. Set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life. That's where people fall short. That's where a lot of people mess up at. They think, I'm 45 years old, I have a wife and kids, I got a good job, I finished paying off my mortgage, I'm chilling right now. Like they'll say I have enough for my life. I'm doing good. There's nothing really that I want. I'm maybe another car. I'll be fine with that. That's a low level of thinking, especially in the world when there's more. Like, okay, if what I just described was like the epitome of life, okay, cool, you succeeded. But that's a base level of thinking. All right, that's somebody who's on a very low level. That's how you thinking, man. We're not. Why the hell would I want to live in some tiny ass freaking house somewhere? And then Esau come and he say you got to pay this and you got to do this and this, that, and third. He might just bomb your ass. That's not life, man. No. I'm not with. Here it is. We have the potential. All right, or there's there's room up there to really get up there. I'm talking about being a king, not even being human anymore. Ascending to being a god, having actual power to make things happen, spiritual power, being connected with the Most High and His Son. That's the kind of level you got to think on, man. You got people who you see my nice Bugatti or my Honda Accord. What the hell? Who cares about that? Have you seen a chariot? That's where our minds are at, and that's what's gonna bring ultimate satisfaction, making it there, getting salvation. Because we're so used to constantly fighting and fighting and fighting. That's just us. Since waking up to the truth, all you do is fight. That's all you do. You're fighting. Every day is a battle just to stay in the truth. Every day is a battle for you to keep doing what you got to do. So we're so used to that we don't even know what it's like to just relax. We don't know what it's like to live life without feeling like you have to do something all the time. We don't know what that's like, because every day we got to do something, whether it's pertaining to the truth or our regular life, we're constantly fighting. So if you think that's, like that's salvation or that's satisfaction, it's not satisfaction, because we're constantly chasing salvation. It isn't until we actually obtain it, but the way to do that is through the scriptures, So it isn't until we actually obtain it that you can actually relax, That's why I said we're going to wake up singing upon our beds. We could take a deep sigh and just calm down. Just calm your mind, calm your body, have a moment of realization, that, like you don't got to do anything anymore. You're good. When the Lord says, well done, my good and faithful servant, you can relax. It's almost like we've been traumatized, constantly having to, just go out there and teach or, do the work. So, the Lord gonna be like, hey, chill out, calm down. You're good. You don't gotta do it no more. Not that it's bad, but in the sense that that's just a part of us now, So, hey, that's why we have no continuing city here. You know, if we were to stop doing this work, what? I mean, what are we gonna do in the world? Because people in the world, they still got to do something. You can't just live life and not do anything and be good. No. But in the kingdom, you know, we're gonna get that, you know, the fullness of life. That's what we're gonna get, the fullness of life, right? So, Ecclesiasticus chapter 5, verse 2: follow not thine own mind, and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart. See, we follow the scriptures. That's like our conscience, you know, our conscience. All right, the scriptures, the word of the Lord, that's our conscience. That's how we judge matters. That's how we make decisions, you know, based on what do the scriptures say. And that makes your life much, much, much easier and much more successful, because you don't have to worry about, damn, should I do this? Should I do that? What about this? Well, what do the scriptures say? Because I'm pretty sure throughout all these chapters, there is an account somewhere that can relate to whatever problem you're going through. As the scriptures say, they have no temptation taking you that is not common to man. So that means you're not the first person to have gone through something. And there's got to be an account in the scriptures, a precept somewhere that whether vague or specific pertains to your issue that you're going through. So you go back to the scriptures. Okay, what do the scriptures say? All right, okay, all right, cool. And then that's it. Decision is solved. I took the path of the Lord. Now I'm good. Whatever happens after that, hey, I took the path of the Lord. You know? So it says here, verse 3, and say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. All right, the Most High hates pride, man. So, and you look at it like, yo, you don't even have anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, even my broke ass is richer than you. You know? Because when all hell breaks loose, what happens? Everybody's now on an even playing field. You know? And LeBron James ain't gonna be any different than Tyrone down the block. You know, because okay, I play basketball. Okay, who cares? People are dying right now. We're trying to survive. I don't care if you play. I don't care if you're a NFL player or a major league basketball player or major league, whatever. You know, you in the NBA or whatever. It doesn't matter now. You know what I'm saying? We all trying to survive. Okay? So when that time comes, the scriptures say righteousness delivereth from death. Okay? Righteousness delivereth from death. So as a matter of fact, you know, I'll go there real quick and then wrap it up. This is the book of Proverbs. All right, never underestimate the actual value, which we don't even know the full value, but from what we do know, never underestimate the value of not only this truth, but the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Understand that, yeah, everything we do is only possible through the spirit that the Lord has put on us. And because he constantly puts that spirit on us, it feels normal and natural to us. But if he was to take that spirit off of you, you would realize that the only way you were able to do whatever you were doing to serve the Lord was because he had a spirit on you to do so. A spirit that you might not have seen or realized because you were constantly in it. So don't wait or don't end up as somebody who the spirit is off before you realize and you value, you know, how important the spirit of the Lord is. Don't do that. Value it now. Use it now. Show the Lord that he's not wasting his time, you know, so that he continues to keep his spirit on you and you can continue to do what you do. All right. So this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 4 says, riches profit not in the day of wrath. Right. And whose wrath is it? The wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But righteousness delivereth from death. The angels, you ain't going to pay off. An angel's not going to sell out, you know, take a little payment and then let you go and you were supposed to be put to death. That's not going to happen. It doesn't matter how rich you are. When all hell breaks loose, very, very soon, everybody's on the same, well, I can't even say everybody's on the same playing field because, you know, the elect are going to be good. But the societal status and, you know, all that is, that's going out the window somewhere, man. All right. So I'm going to read it again. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, Proverbs 11:4, but righteousness delivereth from death. Verse 5, the righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. Matter of fact, verse 6, the righteousness of the upright shall what? Deliver them. But transgressors shall be taken in their own naughtiness. All right. And there you have it, man. Transgressors shall be taken in their own naughtiness, but the righteousness of the upright, of the righteous, shall deliver them, man. All right. So, hey, stay, diligent to the best of your ability, okay, and value this truth, man. Don't make the same mistake people in the world make. All right. What we have is special. We're special because we're different. All right. We're not, don't think of it the other way around. Don't let people think that make you think that you're a cancer, or you're bad, or you're evil, or you're whatever they're going to try to say. The only reason they're saying that is because we have something they can't get. It's like the golden plate. We got the golden plate. They got the regular plate. They want us to feel like our golden plate is trash. So we throw it away and they can come. No, don't let them do that to you, man. We know where we stand. We know what we're doing. All right. You're not gonna come and tell us the perspective of righteousness and wickedness on what we're doing. No, we already know. Okay. So come as they will, which they will, and whatever they may bring, ultimately they can only do what the Heavenly Father is gonna allow them to do. So with that, I hope you were edified. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.